Ready? You're on, but nobody's there. So we are just waiting for one person. I'm sure people are signing on in just a minute.
Usually we're a couple minutes.
You know what we don't have?
What?
Is our sign of our phone number.
I'll go get it.
She's running. There she goes.
I put it right here so we wouldn't lose it.
Oh, good, because I looked up and didn't see it. Here she comes again. Hello, if you're here joining us today, give us a shout out and say, hey. Oh, that kind of rhymes, doesn't it? Yes, let us know you're here. You are at Not Your Mama's Quilt Store. Yay! Hello from Richland Hills,
Hi.
Marianne.
Yes, welcome.
Okay.
Hello. Oh, are we on? We're live?
We're on. You are.
Okay. Hi, I am Lori Goodsman from Not Your Mama's Quilt Store in Plano, Texas. I am the store manager, and we are so excited today to have you join us on Facebook Live. We do this Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 2 o'clock Central Time. And each time we either show you a different technique, show you different fabrics, just a great time, a fun time to be together and share our love for sewing and quilting and fun fabrics. So we're glad you could join us. Today is April 22nd, 2020. It is Earth Day. And so for Earth Day today, we've decided to go green. And so since we're going green, if you'll look around me, you'll see different green things. I have a stack of green fabrics from different collections. So we have a variety of green fabrics. We have green thread, we have green embroidery, scissors for actually snips for when you're sewing at your machine and whatnot. But that's just the beginning of our whole green thing. So it's Earth Day today. We have an interesting day in Texas today. It's kind of cloudy. It might storm. It's kind of windy, but anyone who lives in Texas knows the weather changes very quickly. And I was thinking to myself, you know what? I'm very lucky. I'm going to be very positive with all of what's going on. And I woke up this morning, I was like, it's cloudy. Where's my sun? And then I thought, no, be positive. I could have had snow on the ground, like my daughter who lives in New York, Western New York, way away from all the craziness. She had snow this morning. She goes, Mom, it's way too close to May for snow.
There's Susan Muriak from New York.
Yes, yes. So I don't know. She's, like I said, she's up by Niagara Falls, just a dusting, but she goes, Mom, it's too soon. So, bright spot, even though it's cloudy in Texas, it is not snowing in Texas. So for those of you who are from the Midwest, I'm sorry. Anyway, back to today's Earth Day. We're just excited to share a couple of different tips with you that have come to me via my daughter, Emily, I'm going to do my little poke with my daughter. Emily, she's a senior at Baylor. She's graduating in May.
Whoop, whoop.
Woohoo! So one of her minors is actually environmental studies. And so she has been teaching her mom how to be a little bit greener. And when your daughter asks you to make a project, she asks you to use fabric, you say, you bet, daughter, what can I do for you? So what I have been doing is making her reusable paper towels. And so that's what we're going to start today by talking about, is how to make reusable paper towels. So
What?
Reusable paper towels?
What?
So here's the thing. Every time I was going to bring a regular thing of paper towels. So every time I use a paper towel, I rip it off, I wad it up, I've just washed my hands, they're real clean, wadded it up, and I throw it away. Well, instead of doing that, I'm going to make reusable paper towels. And so what I have made here is a sample of one. We're going to be making them out of flannel. And flannel is nice because first of all, it has a really nice soft texture. But the other beauty of flannel is that if you roll them up just like you would paper towels, they stick to each other. So what I've done is taken some flannel that I've cut into a piece of fabric that's 10 by 12. And the other thing that's really nice about that is if you do a 12-inch cut of a regular width of fabric, so if you have a third of a yard of fabric, and you cut, you can get 4 of these paper towels out of 1/3 yard cut. And the beauty of that is you have minimal waste. So you're not cutting and piecing and whatnot, but there's very minimal waste. So again, you're being thoughtful about the environment and what we can, different things we can do. So we've used the flannel, and what I did is once I cut it to the 10 by 12, I kind of took an easy way, and I'm going to borrow one of these. Should I tell about these real quick?
Sure.
Okay. So actually what I have, and I'm going to open one of them up. What I have here is a bundle of 4 flannel paper towels, and they will look just like this size-wise. This is number 4 of this batch. Okay. And so we are going to be doing just a second, I got to get my little cue cards. Whoops. Yeah, we're going to be doing a little drawing, or what do I call it?
Yeah.
A little door prize kind of thing. We have 2 bundles of there's 4 of them of the reusable paper towels. And if you hashtag in the comments DIY paper towels, you will be entered in the drawing to win one of our paper towel bundles. So it's hashtag DIY paper towels in the comment section, and you could be one of our lucky recipients. And so back to what I was saying. So when you create these, they're very simple. That's actually a very relaxing thing to do. My daughter does want 24 of them. She doesn't want just 4, but it's a good start. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you this one, because I have one that's not completely finished yet. So I cut it, and it looks just like this.
Either down or
up.
I'm switching
sorry.
back and forth.
Okay, so I need to stay in the same spot.
Yeah.
Okay, so right here, this is what it is, 10 by 12. And then all I do, because I want to make this as simplistic as possible, I did it again. Okay, let me stay. I'm going to stay right here. I'm going to stay right here. I'm so sorry.
No, it's okay. Put it down then if you want to.
So then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to fold it in half again, and I'm going to take my scissors and I'm just going to cut a little curve right here, and that way it gives me my curved edge. And if you want to take the bottom of a bowl, you can do that and draw a pencil line if you prefer to be a little bit more precise, or if you just want to kind of eyeball it, I literally just cut a little curve. And it just gives it a little softer touch. The other thing is, when you use a serger, it's a lot easier to go around a curve on a serger, in my opinion. I haven't used a serger a lot, but it was easier for me to do a curve than it was for me to do a corner, to have to go here and then turn. So you just curve it around and you get there. And then when you open it back up, you have your 4 curved edges. Okay, so I'm going to lay this here, right here. I'll stay here. You've got your curved edges. Okay.
So is that one serged?
This one is serged. Okay, and so like I said, I am very new to using a serger. I'm fortunate that Tisha has one, and I can borrow it for this. But what's nice about it, it just gives the paper towel, the flannel, a nice edge. Flannel does not, it hardly frays really, at least the flannel that I've used, and it's just a really nice texture. But when you serge the edge, it just gives it a nice finished edge. You throw it in the washing machine, you don't have to worry about it. So as you're serging, literally as you get to the corner, you kind of have to stop and turn and stop and turn and stop and turn. But when you get to paper towel number 5, you've gotten really good at it. And then you just continue on, and you just go all the way around. And I can even tell you, my very first one was not real pretty. But the more I do them, the better they get. And as my daughter Emily says, Mom, they're paper towels. So here, you can see this is where I finished out. And like I said, I am not a pro at the serger. I've found that a serger is a very wonderful thing to use. Look at the beautiful edge it provides. And according to Tisha, it's not nearly as daunting as a lot of people think it is. Once you get it threaded and once you've got it all set to go, it does such beautiful work. And we do carry Orifil thread. This happens to be a green spool, and you can put Orifil thread on your 4 different thread sticks.
Spool holders.
Spool holders, thank you.
Thread
you
sticks,
can put The spool holders is better. You can put them on there, and you can do whatever color you want. We happen to have just cream on ours. And if you have different colors, you can use different colors. I mean, this could be just a lot of fun. Mm-hmm. So anyway, adding a little joy to your paper towel use.
So how does that size compare to this?
Okay, so this is 10 by 12. Okay, and then what this is, so this is when you buy the paper towels that you can tear off a section and you don't get the whole paper towel. I want to show you that this is kind of an in-between. The flannel is kind of an in-between because it's bigger than if you just tear off one of the pieces. I tend to find myself, yes, I use the one, but sometimes I use two, and it's pretty, this is a tiny bit smaller, but it's just a nice, to me, this is a perfect size of a paper towel.
And it's what size again?
10 by 12 is the size. And like I said, you buy a third of a yard and you've got yourself, and because it's 12 inches, you've got four paper towels with minimal waste at the very end, because you don't want to use the salvage because it will wash up differently. Okay, so this is the paper towels. My daughter went back to Waco and she already showed me, because I had sent her back with some. She literally, and the reason she liked the flannels because they stick to each other. So like we had rolled these, she had put them, now I didn't ask her how she did it, but she had a used paper towel roll and they were totally rolled up on her paper towel holder. And so she sent me a picture and she goes, Mom, I'm loving it. And so they're literally rolled up on her paper towel holder, and then when she needs one, she just pulls it off, and then she uses it and throws it in her bin. So she's gonna keep a cute little decorative bin somewhere that she can toss those in so that they're all ready to go in the wash. Now that was my question. Okay, well, do I wanna throw the paper towel away? Or how much water am I going to use when I wash this? You know, I kind of questioned that. I said, you know, what's the whole wash, you know, the water thing?
Emily is watching.
Sorry, I'm so sorry.
And she is saying there. She put a link in there on how to roll it and make it stick, and your mom and dad are watching also, and people from Oklahoma and Ohio. So
gosh.
People were asking how to get it to stay on the roll, and the trick is to use the flannel.
The trick is the flannel, and even so, I don't wash fabrics because I use high quality fabrics from Not Your Mama's Quilt Store, and I don't wash them before I cut them and use them. And so once I've serged them and gotten them all ready, you do wash them, and even that allows the flannel to stick to each other even better. Mm-hmm. And then that way you can roll it up.
Now I know you can put snaps on them to snap them to each other. I have seen that.
Okay.
You can snap them to each other, but then I envision that I'm not going to snap them to each other anyhow.
Exactly.
I'm just going to keep sticking them together.
And then, you know, so I had asked Emily, I said to her, I said, you know, tell me about this, the whole water thing. She goes, Mom, you would be really, truly amazed at how much water it takes to make a piece of paper, a paper towel, or whatnot. So when you look at big picture, you're not going to just watch the paper towels by themselves. You're going to throw them in with a load of whatever it might be, whether it's with
towels,
jeans, kitchen towels,
yeah.
It might be your other things. You're just going to toss them in there, and flannel comes out of the washing machine and dryer beautifully. I mean, just beautifully. So she said you're just going to toss them in there, and the amount of water that you use for that cycle is minimal compared to the amount of water that actually goes into paper towels and whatever else it might be.
And it's also saving trees and forests.
Exactly.
From Miss Emily.
Exactly. So anyway, yep. So that is the paper towel. Now, Emily has asked me to make her napkins out of paper towel, out of flannel. But I also... I've also have a friend who for probably 30 years in her household has always used cloth napkins. And the beauty of cloth napkins is the same thing. You literally can take fabric. I used regular fabric. Emily, I'm making Emily's out of flannel because that's what she asked. So hers will be made out of flannel, and I'll just serge those edges. But I thought, you know what? We've got all this cotton fabric that can make beautiful napkins that either correspond to your dishes or your kitchen or a theme, or whether it's Christmas or Thanksgiving or whatever it might be, Valentine's Day, because we do have Christmas fall and Valentine fabric in our store right now if you go to our website. How much fun, though, to have a very simple napkin as opposed to all the paper napkins and whatnot. You toss them in the washing machine just like you would with all this other stuff. And you're just washing it out. I mean, it's not like you're scrubbing a car with it.
Okay, some people ask if we sell flannel.
Oh, I know, I forgot about that. So, yes. What?
You have a comment. You have a cue sheet right there.
Oh, yes. I'm so sorry. So sorry. Woohoo! Okay. I am Lori Gutzman from Not Your Mama's Quilt Store. I am not Tisha Copeland. And she's so good at this. So our normal Noelle is not behind the camera. She's in college still, so she is still in class. She helps us out usually. But Tisha's behind the camera giving me my cues.
Here, I'll wave hi.
So, yes. So, we have flannels, and I'm going to show them to you. But first of all, on our website, you go to shop. You go to the fabrics, and then within the fabrics, you scroll down and you find flannel. And so that's where you will find our flannel. And I'm going to show them to you right now because we have 5 bolts, and so I will show you our flannel.
Somebody else asked if both sides are flannel.
Well, so the backing,
No, it's not.
No, it's not.
It's
but the
the
beauty
finish.
of it is when you roll them, they stick to the outside flannel.
Yeah, it's rougher than a regular cotton back. It's a little bit more textured than a regular cotton back, but it's not flannel on the back.
Okay, good question. So I'm going to show you. So we do have this flannel. This is one of them that we do have in the store right now. This is another one that we have. So this is another flannel, and this one is Moda. It's actually called Mighty Machines. I think they were like wheels maybe. This is another one that we have, which is beautiful. This flannel is actually from the state of Wisconsin. Well, maybe not, but it's Primitive Gatherings, and she's out of Menasha, Wisconsin. And this is her line of flannel, which I will tell you washes up beautifully. It's Farmhouse Flannels. So this is another one. So these two are Farmhouse Flannels. Okay. And then we have the Mighty Machines. And then this one is Corner of 5th and Fun Brushed. Okay, so these two are fun. So we have this one also. These are in our flannel. And then I will show you one more. This is actually in our Hello Little One line. And we don't have a whole lot of this one, but it's just a really sweet, if you have kids, it's just a really sweet line, and just,
I pulled that one out so that you could talk about D.I.Y. wipes.
Okay.
So, because when I had the kids, right. I always needed the hand wipes everywhere, and you can keep them in a Ziploc bag.
Yes. What we have found is, my cue lady said, pick up your next cue card. We have found some wipes. They're how to make your own disinfectant cleaning wipes that you can use with your kids because they actually do not contain bleach. Okay, so if you go to YouTube and you go to Tracy's Place, and then once you get to Tracy's Place, you have to look up how to make disinfectant cleaning wipes. And so she's going to use this fabric.
Well, she uses a paper towel.
Oh, she uses paper towels.
But we can do it with this.
We figured you could do it with flannel. Mm-hmm. And then if you go to her or if you go to her YouTube video, she's going to show you how to make wipes, cleaning wipes without using bleach. That would be great to just have in a Ziploc bag for when your little ones make a little mess or something. Okay, can you add anything to that? Tisha actually watched her.
No, other than you treat this the same way as you would making one of these paper towels, maybe just cutting them smaller, and then treat it the same way. And if it were me still with little kids, or maybe even now, I would go ahead and make a stack of them and soak them in the solution that you make and keep them in a Ziploc bag in the car so that I don't have to keep buying the Clorox wipes that I carry in the car right now, and I don't have to keep using that because every time they run out of them at the store, I got to go run around and find them again, and it gets kind of monotonous.
Yep. Okay.
And I don't want to go out of the house more than I have to. Exactly. So I did think this one was really cute just for the baby wipes to have. It would make a great mother's gift also for a new mom. and with a little solution recipe card of making the solution and
What a great
stuff.
idea.
And also, the other thing that flannels are really nice for is backs of quilts.
Oh, yes.
We got that idea from
Krista Moser.
Yes.
We love her. She was in our shop over a year ago in February. It was a year ago this past February that she was here. And she taught us that you can actually use different types of fabrics, and that flannel backing is really comfy and cozy, especially for those of you that live in the Midwest or further up north, and you do want a little warmer backing on it, and you don't maybe want to use the minky because it might be a little too heavy. So anyway, it's just a great, beautiful thing to use.
So how much are the different flannels,
So
a range?
The flannels range anywhere from $11.99 to $13.99 a yard. So $11.99 and $13.99. The primitive gatherings are $13.99. They're a little bit, a tiny bit more. Okay, so then that's that. So then back to when I kind of skipped over, went to my napkins. But before I start with my napkins, I am going to show you one more time. For those of you, if you've just joined us, we're doing our Go Green Day today for Earth Day. And if you if you post in the comment, hashtag D.I.Y paper towels.
One word.
Yes,
All one word.
All one word. We are giving away 2 bundles, one each, of 4 of our paper towels that are reusable. Okay, and we've serged the edges. Now, if you don't have a serger, you can either, what I would do personally if I didn't have a serger, is I would, and this is what I'm going to show you to do on the fabric napkins. I would just, so I went down here again.
That's okay.
I would do a very thin, probably 1/8 of an inch, press it, and then I'm going to go over again 1/8 of an inch, and that's going to give me my finished edge. Mm-hmm. And I would just then do a simple stitch right along the edge there, and then that would seal my edges. So I don't know that the flannel is going to fray too much, but I wouldn't want to just leave it like this. It just gives it a nice little finished look when you do put that little edging around it. So, and you can try different things. If you have a little piece of scrap, I would try it on the scrap first, and then see what your different things, because there's just a bunch of different ways you can do things. Okay, so the other thing that I wanted to show you today was the napkins. Okay, because the napkins, easily reusable, and you could make them out of flannel and do the same thing we did here, or you could make them out of fabric, because there's always lots of fun fabrics. And so I chose this print, just a beautiful, makes me think of the Texas wildflowers and whatnot. I did choose the one with the blue background because I thought if I had white background, you'd show my little ketchup spills a little bit more easily. So I figured the blue would disguise it more. But anyway, I just thought it was really pretty. So I cut my napkins, and this is totally what you want size-wise. There's a couple ways, and we're trying to show you ways that we can be most effective use of our fat quarter, because I'm going to make 4 of them out of 1 fat quarter. And that is going to maximize the use on my fat quarter. And I'll have very little fabric that I don't use. And with the fat quarters, I will cut them 10 by 9. So then when you cut them 10 by 9, I did the same thing on, I'll hold it up. I did the same thing on here that I showed you if you don't have a serger to do on the napkins. To go ahead and press it under 1/8 of an inch and press it under another 1/8 of an inch, and then just stitch right along the edge to secure your seams. And I didn't even trim these, I didn't curve these corners. I just went around and made my square corners and just tucked them in. And they're very easy to do, and you can use such beautiful, fun fabrics. If you have some fat quarters that you thought you needed it for that project, it didn't work out, what am I going to do with it? You can make them into napkins. Like I said, 4 napkins with minimal, you use almost the entire fat quarter for that if you cut them out 10 by 9. Okay? The other thing that is perfect for napkins is, for those of you who like to use pre-cuts, if you use layer cakes and you only need 30 10-inch squares and you've got a few left over, what am I going to do with these leftover layer cakes? They would be the perfect size for a reusable napkin. Perfect size. So we had a quilt made out of, this is the Just Red layer cake, and you could just make a bunch of different napkins using the layer cake. It's 10 by 10. So again, you'll just do your 1/8 inch of a seam, fold it over again, do your little stitch, and you've got a nice finished napkin ready to go.
And these aren't the big dinner napkins. These
no,
are.
This is just like everyday napkins. You know, you need to, you know, when you're even if you just need to grab a napkin because I'm going to have a cookie on my napkin, or I'm going to have coffee and a cookie. Shh, don't tell on me.
They don't have. Well, just break the cookie in half because it doesn't have calories in.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah.
Okay. Now I know how to eat my cookie when I go home. So, so anyway, it's just a nice little size. Or if you like to, you know, have a little, you know, you just need a little napkin. It's like I said, it's not a fancy, huge, thick one. It's just a great everyday napkin to use, and then you just toss them in the washing machine, and you're good to go. But this is what layer cakes. If you have those extra bits, so there you go. What do I do with these? You can make yourself some reusable napkins. Okay.
Or maybe that fabric you bought a long time ago that you look at now and go, why did I buy that? They're perfect napkins. At home. They're not company napkins, okay? They're just at-home napkins. Throw them in your lunchbox, that kind of stuff.
I don't know, though. I think my company would like these. These are pretty.
Yeah. Susan says, if I break the cookie into quarters, will I lose weight? Yeah, sure.
Yes.
Sure. Sure.
You bet.
You do.
Yes. So we've got our do-it-yourself paper towels. We've got your reusable paper towels made out of flannel. We have our napkins that can either easily, you can use whatever fabric you want. If you have extra yardage and you don't know what to do with it, cut it up. 9 by 10, 10 by 10, or if you want to make them bigger, it's totally up to you. But, you know, this is just, to me, it's a perfect size to just grab the napkin. Oh, I got ketchup on my face. Get that off. Sorry. Okay. So
margaritas don't show though.
Ooh, especially not from Fuzzies.
No, you can just use the white napkin then if you want to. It doesn't show.
Yes. So I am going to walk around here because I want to show you a couple different fabrics that I've chosen today, just because when you go to our website, I know it can be kind of daunting because you see all these different, you know, all these fabric groupings, but I really like how our website's set up, because if you go to fabric, you can go to flannels, you can go to wide backs, you can go to solids, and then if you go to fabric groupings, that's where you'll find things like Tula Pink's Homemade, or you'll find Allison Glass. So when you go to the specific, if you know specific designers you like, you can see that. Or just enjoy scrolling through and looking at all the different fabrics. So I've pulled out some really fun green ones, and I'm just going to show you a couple of them because these would be fun for napkins, fun for I specifically was thinking of napkins. So this is actually this one, and this one are all from a line of fabric called Hopscotch by Robert Kaufman. And it's just a really nice blender, tone on tone, but they've got great greens. And you can see there's different, you know, shades of green and whatnot. So lots of fun. So that's Hopscotch. This one is a line called Marabella. And we're kind of down to, we don't have a lot of them, we don't have actually the main focal fabric anymore, but this is a great complementary fabric, and I thought, how much fun would that be for napkins? Just with the whole leaf on them and the colors, whatnot. And then down here, this is from a line called Curio. And this, if you go to this line and collection, there's bugs, there's, this is like coral, she's got feathers and just all kinds of fun things. So that's a really fun collection. And this last one, we're down to the minimal of this one. This is by Ira Kennedy. He's actually a native Texan, and he's an artist that created a line. And he had this in 3 or 4 different colorways. We're down to pretty much the green and the red. But just beautiful fabric. It's like it's like dots on dots. Just a neat, really neat fabric to create things with. So these are the greens that I've pulled for our Earth Day today.
We also have a lot of stuff on our sale
Yes.
page, our sale rack that would
Yes.
make great napkins.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So if you go to our website and go to shop and scroll down to sale, you'll see some fabrics in there that would make fun napkins also.
Yep. And then actually on our website too, if you go to pre-cuts, you'll find that we do have a few layer cakes that if you don't have any of those leftover ones, or you feel like I really would just like some new fun fabric that I don't have, Allison Glass has her sun print. This is a nice 10 by 10. talk about a fun line for napkins. This would just be a blast.
Yeah, thank you.
So she's got words, she's got floral, she's got all these little tiny things. You've got scissors and bugs and pencils and strawberries and hearts. And then the little tiny blossoms. That's really sweet. So just fun collection with that one. This one is the Just Red. I think you've probably seen this one, and I had some of that. This one is neat. This is called Desert Song, and so it's more of the teals, coral. It's got some cacti on it, some blue bonnets. It's just a really neat collection. So just if you thinking, oh, I'd love a whole new layer cake, and I could make these as gifts. I could take some to my neighbors. I could, give them as Christmas presents. We can. I hate to say it, but April is flying. It's the 22nd, and people are like, oh my gosh, I'm getting all these things done. I'm thinking, oh man, you could be making Christmas presents and birthday presents and all kinds of fun stuff. Or you could just share some love with your neighbors and, look, I made homemade napkins, and then they can take them, they can wash them before they use them, and they'll be all set to go. Take them in a little bag or something, and then that way they can, be all clean with it. Okay? I do want to show you 3 more fat quarters. We do have yardage. But the reason I show you these is because I think these would be a blast for napkins also. Because this is Tula's. I can't remember what.
That just comes in her blender line.
It's her blender line. But the polka dots are just, I love them. I just thought, what happy napkins would those be? Mm-hmm. And the stripes too. So anyway, Tisha had to say, Lori, scale down a little bit, because I wanted to show you all these fun fabrics for napkins and paper towels. So the napkins, obviously, with using the cotton fabric, we have so many choices, so many fun choices. The flannel, we only have a few, but I think they're beautiful choices. And let me tell you, you touch that flannel, and you're like, oh my gosh, it's so cool. And I will tell you, like I said, so my daughter, I have 2 daughters. I need to shout out Rebecca. She's up in New York. She got the snow. Emily's in Waco. And the thing is, I forgot what I was going to say. Oh, when you love to sew and when you love fabric, I've loved to craft my entire life. And I have 2 daughters that crafted with me until a certain point, and then they're like, Mom. And when Emily said, Mom, would you make these for me? I was like, yes, I get to make her something. They both have quilts and whatnot, but I'm like, yes. And so I made some before she went back to school, and now I have a whole bunch at the serger today that later I'm going to be serging for her napkins and for her paper towels. So anyway, but let me tell you, on this Earth Day today, it's April 22nd, 2020. We are smiling here at Not Your Mama's Quilt Store because we have so many blessings to be thankful for. We are just grateful. I mean, I know that everything's crazy right now, and yes, we get down and we have to think, no, you know what? I am going to be positive. I'm going to share joy with those around me. And when you're sewing, a lot of you are sewing masks. Thank you so much. And a lot of you are helping out your neighbors and just sharing love and kindness with everybody. So we love, as you know, I love it here. This is my happy place. It's been the longest job I've held for a really long time.
Tisha's happy. Nancy wants to see a close-up of the red flannel on the table. And I think this is the one you're talking about. It's more of a rust colored,
kind of a corally,
kind of a coral. It's not really red.
Yeah, because unfortunately the computer sometimes looks a little different.
And then these are regular cotton. They are not flannels.
And I will bring up the flannels one more time.
Okay, and here's some of the flannels. Oops, sorry. Go ahead. There's the next one. And that one. And my arms get higher and higher.
Sorry.
No, that's good. That's funny. Okay, and then there's one. Awesome.
Okay. So I'll show you, here's our finished paper towel. And here's our finished napkin. And so Tisha's got her little cue cards for us.
You want to tell them one more time about that?
I sure will.
And I will say one more time, if you want to see how to make disinfecting wipes, go to YouTube, Tracy's Place, how to make disinfectant cleaning wipes. This doesn't have any bleach in it, so it won't bleach out your fabric. You can shop our flannel fabrics by going to shop on our website, fabrics, and then flannel. You can call or email us after Facebook Live if you want to, or you can purchase through our website. And here's our website. You have the option of having a curbside pickup or have it mailed to you. Somebody wants to see the blue layer cake on the bottom again.
Yes.
This one's really pretty.
Some blue bonnets. There's actually some cacti on that line. That line, it's kind of a little southwestern with the desert. There's some birds.
Yeah, fun stuff in there.
Yeah, really cool.
And then if you want to win a chance to win your own little set of 4 paper towels, you are going to put a comment, all one word, hashtag D.I.Y paper towels. It's all one word, and you're going to be entered in the drawing.
Okay.
Okay.
So this is Lori Goodsman and Tisha Copeland from Not Your Mama's Quilt Store in Plano, Texas. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you on Friday.
Yes.
Yes, at 2:00 p.m. Central Time.
Yes.
Have a great day.